Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm your host, the OTS Starties, and welcome back to a LEGO Hero Factory and Transformers custom figure collection update. So I did upload a video similar to this on a few days ago, but I took it down because one of the figures wasn't to my satisfaction. So I went and decided to make some alterations to it, and here we are again, recording everything all over again. So, we're going to start off with the heroes, then to the villains, then to the Decepticons, and at the back I have a question for all you Hero Factory fans. So, let's begin with this guy here. So, this is based on a hero that you see in the background of Breakout. They appear when Zib is briefing everybody and showcasing all the hero cuffs. There is a Crimson Hero seen in the background. Now, I have given the Crimson Hero an upgrade, a sort of an upgrade, if you will. So I've added some more armor plates on the legs, about here. And I know it's not completely crimson, but there were no Hero Core chest pieces that were that colour. But I did manage to get one of the chest pieces from Furno. Now, for the hands, now the weapon here is a chemical weapon. It came to me because all I just did was add this bit here and a lead and this lightsaber bit here, which makes it look like a chemical weapon similar to Kurota, Meltdown, and Toxic Reaper. Yeah, I think it makes a nice change for Hero Factory as well, because obviously some of the heroes are named after the elements that they're made of. So, for instance, Furno is based on fire, Stormer is based on ice, Breeze is based on air, Surge is based on electricity, Stringer's based on sound, and so on. Speaking of Stringer, here he is. So the other version of this figure had two chest pieces on both arms. I decided to leave one because he looked more like a war machine. And actually, same with the twin cannon as well. Same with the shoulder cannon. Now, fun fact for you, it wasn't meant to be Stringer originally. So originally, before this became Stringer, this was Brawl. So hence, you can see how it would have been influenced by the Decepticon Brawl. So the first major thing here is his multi-tool weapon, which has spears as the tip. It's also nice to be influenced by the Ordeal of Fire toy line as well. Stringer didn't, well, he did have a 2.0 and 3.0 to be exact as well, but in Breakout, he doesn't have a 2.0 weapon. He still has his sound blaster that he had in the first wave. So the other thing about this is the shoulder cannon. It's unique because you can holster it in case, you know, for when Stringer doesn't need it. And for if you're targeting a villain who is very powerful, get it back out again. And something else that's unique about this is you can aim it. So adjust the height. And it's pretty flexible. It's I also decided to add green as well. You can see because that was what was on Brawl originally, and B, because I thought it'd be good to add a new colour to Stringer's scheme. So he would be black, yellow, and now green, some green in there. Now we go on to the villains. So the first villain we have in store is Grindor. Now, Grindor is named after the Decepticon of the same name from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, I believe, who was a reused model of Blackout. So I've given a villain to share his namesake. So originally his legs were going to be red, but I decided to go with orange instead because this one here was using enough red. Now, obviously, there is a buzzsaw here, which is very much, hence why it's called Grindor. He's also got your standard Hero Factory plasma gun from that you would have seen in the Breakout toy line. And the spikes here make him look really good. They make him look really menacing, and they're a nice addition. The Surge helmet was a last-minute addition. Now, something I will point out is with this here, so there is a hand, not one of those other parts. You know, the parts that were used in the 2.0, 3.0, and Breakout toy lines. I like to make it show accurate because I'm a perfectionist and I like accuracy in my customs, and the same goes for Stringer as well. So for instance, you can remove this multi-tool and actually you can place it there or wherever else you would like. So yeah, our next villain is, I haven't thought of a name for her yet, so this villain, she looks a bit like a bug, doesn't she? So she is based, well, she's actually from Thornrax's homeworld, so the same homeworld as Thornrax. For this figure, I decided to make it a hybrid of humanoid and Thornrax's species. So you can see here, the first thing is the wings would fold out nicely in case you needed flight. And then stinger stroke weapon stroke ranged weapon, and for some extra melee, this claw thing here, so if she needs it she can use it. So yeah, very nice. She's smaller than the others. Now, the reason why I say that she is a hybrid between Thornrax's species and a normal robot is with a humanoid, you know. The thing is, I have the headcanon that because it's been over 10 years, well, in fact, about 10 years since Hero Factory ended, I thought that many changes would have taken place in the Hero Factory setting. So a lot of things would have occurred. One of those being is that Thornrax's home species would have started to evolve because it's been about 10 years. And so thus they would gain some extra abilities. Luckily though, Thornrax is locked up in Hero Factory at the moment. And then you can see the claw feet there, which is a nice addition to the toy. Now, moving on, we have the Decepticons. So the first one is Blitzwing. Now, I think this is the one that I made about the most, well, yeah, I made about the most improvements on, because here we have blades that can be used as wings and to be used in his tank form. And I've changed the chest piece as well, because the other one didn't look very good. So I decided to improve on it a bit, and I wanted to make it similar to his G1 form. And actually, this bit here fits really well. Yeah, because I didn't like that some of his chest was exposed. Then these spikes on here to add to the plane stroke tank. And then double machine guns. The reason being for this is because one of these pieces was used for my Skywarp custom, but I had to get rid of that because, well, reasons to be revealed. What I've also noticed is that Firelord's helmet slots in quite nicely with the chest piece here. So yeah. Next up, we have Soundwave. Now, for Soundwave, I put the sound speaker things down here because I didn't want them on his shoulders, and I exchanged them for these. So I put those on because I wanted to give him a mix of the Dark of the Moon video game and Transformers Prime Soundwave. I've also changed the feet as well. So the feet were originally from Pyrox. They looked a bit untidy, so I decided to change that up a bit. Made him a bit taller as well, but I've kept the two sonic sound blasters on his forearms. Next up, we have Six Shot. Now, this is the most improved one, I think, because did I say that about Blitzwing? No, well, I'd say, yeah, I'd say him and Blitzwing are the two most improved of these. In fact, him, Stringer, and Blitzwing are the three most improved about here in this collection or in this arrangement. So, first off, the last time I made, well, the last Six Shot looked a bit skinny and I don't know, just didn't look like a Transformer, so I decided to make it buff him up a bit, give him some more armor. And one thing you will notice is that I have put the wolf helmet on his shoulder. Now this is a good addition if you want to go into wolf form, or indeed anything else. Whereas originally the helmet would have gone on his head. Yeah, and also these bits here. I wanted to change them to a light blue color, and I also wanted to make it accurate to his G1 form or G1 stroke headmasters. So I added some grain there as well, just to experiment. I think to experiment as well. His back just about remains the same, but apart from these bits here, which will be used to store his wings when he is in his jet mode. I had to think really carefully when making Six Shot or improving on him, because Six Shot can transform into, well, he's got 6 modes. So robot, fighter, freighter, well, no, fighter, carrier, tank, wolf, and pistol. So I had to think very carefully about what I did. And then finally, the villain from Brain Attack. So the villain that we see at the very beginning. You can see I've added some bits here. I've given him a blaster thing, a cannon, and a sword. Now, I have a question for all the Hero Factory fans. So, as this is the villain from the opening scenes from Brain Attack, I think that he needs a name because he's in the credits. It said unnamed villain. So let's give this guy a name, shall we? All right, I have an idea for a name, and I would like you to say what you think about it. Korvax. Do you like that name? Does the name Korvax sound menacing? Because I didn't want to call him something, I don't know, childish. I wanted to call it I wanted to make this guy sound quite menacing. So the name Korvax. Does anyone like that name? Yeah, the reason I'm asking is because I'm doing something which I'll go into a bit more details in a separate video. But what I'm going to say is it's a continuation of Hero Factory in a way. In a way, it's a continuation. But all that should be revealed in due course. So, do you like the name Korvax for this villain? Do you think it should be called Korvax? Say if you do in the comments below. I might also get a poll up at the on my community tab as well, so we can see there. That will go out 24 hours after the video is released. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching this video, and I will see you all later. So let me just arrange everyone perfectly. There we go. Arigato, sayonara, matane.